everybody. Let's talk about Facebook. This will be episode 4. Yes, episode 4 already. Anyways, yeah, Facebook is a site that is free and always will be. Yeah, you just heard that statement, free and always will be. Just take a moment and think about that. When it says it's free and always will be, you would expect to not have to pay anything to use the service or have to pay to use parts of that service. But if you got to message somebody who's not your friend and Facebook thinks you don't know them, well, at least that's the way it's coming. Right now it's on a trial-by-trial basis. You have to pay $1 for that person to see your message in their inbox. Otherwise, they'll go to the other folder. And you're wondering, well, what's the other folder? Yeah, it's actually called the other folder. This is a result of a change in the Facebook messaging feature. So basically, last year, during June, Facebook really did some overhauling on their message feature. I remember the good old days when messaging was simply, you messaged the person and they got your message. Or they didn't read it. But you had an inbox. And all messages went there. And only people who are on Facebook could message you. But now they have decided to throw in an email service where they actually started the email thing in 2010, but they forced it upon everybody in June 2012. That was the big email switcheroo. So go ahead and watch my previous Let's Talk About Facebook episodes to see what I'm talking about here. When you go to the message thing on Facebook, you'll notice how it has inbox over here and other over here. That says other. So now, basically, instead of having just a simple inbox, you have inbox and other. This is inbox. This is your main, where you actually get main. This is your main box where you get all your important messages and stuff. And this is other for the stuff that you should not care about. And there's two filtering choices you have with this new setup. You can have it say to put messages in the inbox that are from your confirmed friends and people you may know. And you have a strict option that's only from your confirmed friends, and everything else just goes to the other folder. That's what they say anyway. But now, when you go to message somebody on Facebook that's not your confirmed friend and Facebook thinks you don't know this person, you now get greeted with this. You are not connected with this person. So normally when you send a message to this person, it will go to the other folder. To ensure that the message that you're sending will go to their inbox, you can send this message to the inbox for $1. Yes, they are charging you to send a message to the inbox for $1. Yes, they are charging you for that. Or you can just send the inbox to the other folder for free. Now, of course, Facebook considers the other folder as the blah blah folder. Don't care about it. That way, the person will never see your message, and sorry, it's too bad. I mean, you can just send messages to that other folder all day long, and the person will never get notified about it. So you're basically just out of luck if you only message a few more non-confirmed friends. So let's say you're new to the site and you're adding some friends because, of course, you don't want to add friends you don't know, or Facebook Facebook thinks you don't know because it will block you. So it says that you should send a message when sending a friend request, or send a message to tell a person who you are before sending a friend request. They're charging you $1 to message non-friends. It only gets better. Nowadays, if you post something to Facebook and you think it's pretty important and want all your friends to see it, you now have to pay $7 to keep it up top. Otherwise, it goes down the newsfeed. Bye-bye. Won't see it. But if you pay $7, oh, we'll keep it up there and treat it as important. I remember the good old days when Facebook treated everything as important when it didn't just vanish down the newsfeed so quick. But nowadays, if you think your post is important, you have to pay $7 to keep it up at the top of the newsfeed for all your friends to see. Just to give you an example, I uploaded a brand new photo album to my Facebook, not the page, but my profile, over this week. And it's an album about the processes of installing a power recloser, which is actually photos of linemen out here in front of the, not this way, stone over closer to a pole that used to have a fuse cutout. I noticed after I uploaded that album, it was nowhere near the top of the page. It was way down here somewhere. So yeah, I can just pay $7 and keep it up at the top. Come on now, Facebook, you're getting ridiculous. So that is charging $1 to message non-friends, and number 2, charging $7 to keep your post up top of the page. And I've noticed here lately when I go to wish my friends happy birthdays, every time I press enter, it says, would you also like to send a gift? You can send this for $1, send this for $2, send this for $5. It could be a Starbucks thing, it could be game credits, it could be this and that. But now, I mean, this is voluntary, but still, another fee. And I'm sure Facebook gets some of that money too. So we could consider the gift thing part of that. And here's another thing. I also have a Facebook page for Cube Computer Company. And I also have a page for custom built PCs. And anytime I go to my page nowadays to update the page with a new post or whatever, I have to scroll down a good ways just to get to the timeline part of my page. And that's because Facebook has cluttered it full of, let's see, promoted pages and stuff like that. They say, hey, your page is only getting this much outreach. You can pay this much a day to get more likes. You can pay us $10 a day, which that's the default setting. $10 a day and you'll get this many more likes a day. So it seems like Facebook within the past, I don't know, 5 months has turned into, we want your money. We're going to get it one way or the other through ads, or you can pay us for certain features. So that little statement when you go log in, Facebook is free and always will be, that no longer applies. Because Facebook is charging you if you want to send messages, important messages to non-friends or keep posts top of the page. So yeah, now we're going to continue on here with some other things I want to mention in this episode. And this relates to adding friends. And I think this is the 3rd episode I've talked about this in. It might be the 4th, I'm not sure. But actually I've talked about adding friends in all 4 episodes. But it's only gotten worse since then. Basically, when you go to add friends on Facebook, you have to be very careful. Even if it's people that you know personally. I've always had times where, it was even one case while I was in school, on break. And one of my friends was with me in class. I just got to know him and wanted to add him on Facebook. She even got to witness what Facebook told me when I went to click the add friend button on her timeline on his profile back then. It says, do you know this user personally? To prevent misuse of Facebook, this friend request can't be sent. She even got to witness it. So she had added me as her friend to become friends. Anyway, that being said, nowadays when you go to add friends, when the person sees your friend request, you have the option to either accept or not now. Used to be as accept or ignore, but it's either accept or not now. You can not now it or you can accept it. And when you accept or not now it, you get greeted with this question. Do you know such and such outside of Facebook? Yes or no? You click yes, oh, it's no big deal. Thank you for the information. If you click no, when you decline the friend request, it'll say, thank you. It'll say, this person will no longer be able to send you any more friend requests. Thank you. And that person just got blocked from sending friend requests for probably 2 to 30 days. And get this, even if you accept a request, you still see that question. And you have the option to choose yes or no. Or just opt out of it like I do, don't even bother to answer it. But if you click no on that question, even after accepting the friend request, they still are in risk of getting blocked from the range of either 2 to 30 days. Because you just told Facebook that you don't know this person, and of course that's all Facebook wants to hear. They don't want people adding friends they don't know. Adding friends that they don't know personally. No, they don't want that. So even though you're now friends on Facebook, they just got blocked. Well, actually the way it works, I think it's you have it's either 2 strikes or three strikes in a day period. If you had, let's say, 5 friends and 3 of them click no, you're pretty much out of luck. You might have to wait till the next month to be able to send another friend request. And that's just another thing that Facebook is really screwing up with nowadays. The charging money for certain features, the blocking friend requests, the email switcheroo, all these things are adding up. And recently, I mean, yesterday, I searched on Google, Facebook losing users, and an article come up from February. And of course, this is March 21st, but the article comes from February, stating that American Facebook users are abandoning the site in droves. I mean, many people are reporting that they are not really caring much for Facebook anymore. So Facebook users might be in some big trouble. And to think they just built a huge server farm a couple of counties over from here, Rutherford County, North Carolina. You know, that server farm might not be of much use if Facebook keeps going at it with these overkill spam protections, and of course the dollar fee for the messages is also considered a spam protection. Yeah, it's even when let's see, on the page where you go to send a person a message and you have to pay $1, it tells you that payments. The reason for payment is to ensure that this message is not being spam. And I think it's getting absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just saying, I remember the good old days of MySpace and Facebook originally, when the site was free, 100% free. You didn't get excessively blocked for sending friend requests. And back in the day when you didn't get severely penalized for just adding friends. This is getting more ridiculous by each day. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I thought of Facebook. And I still use it because there's people I know on Facebook. If I knew more people on Google Plus and other places, I'd say goodbye to Facebook. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. Thanks for watching.